Hi friends, welcome to all. In this video we are going to see the packet tracer activity, TCP and UDP communications. Here is our objectives. In part 1, generate network traffic in simulation mode. In part 2, examine the functionality of the TCP and UDP protocols. We will go through this background in this activity they given. This simulation activity is intended to provide a foundation for understanding the TCP and UDP in detail. Simulation mode provides the ability to view the functionality of the different protocols. As data moves through the network, it is broken down into smaller pieces and identified in some fashion so that the pieces can be put back together. Each of these pieces is assigned to a specific name called PDU, that is Protocol Data Unit, and associated with a specific layer. Packet tracer simulation mode enables the user to view each of the protocols and the associated PDU. The steps outlined below lead the user through the process of requesting services using various applications available on a client PC. This activity provides an opportunity to explore the functionality of the TCP and UDP protocols, multiplexing, and the function of port numbers in determining which local application requested the data or is sending the data. We will come to part 1, generate network traffic in simulation mode. In that, step 1, generate traffic to populate address resolution protocol, that is ARP tables. Perform the following task to reduce the amount of network traffic viewed in the simulation. So we have to go to this multi-server and click the desktop tab, command prompt, then enter the ping command 192.168.1.255. This will take a few seconds as every device on the network responds to multi-server. Then close the multi-server window. Right. Coming to the topology, here we can see our multi-server. We will come to this server, desktop, command prompt. Here we are going to give the ping command, that is 192.168.1.255. Yes, here we can see that. If we observe this IP address, here we can see this is a broadcast address, so 1.255. So it pings to all the 4 PCs in our topology. Here we can see we have total 4 PCs: HTTP client, FTP client, DNS client, and email client. So we ping from multi-server to all the 4 PCs, all these 4 PCs together. So we are getting the replay. Here we can see that IP address. Also we can see 1.1, 1.4, 1.3 and 1.2. right. Now we will come to step 2, generate web traffic, that is HTTP. Switch to simulation mode, click HTTP client and click the desktop tab, web browser. In the URL field, enter 192.168.1.254 and click go. Envelopes, that means the PDUs, will appear in the simulation mode. Minimize but do not close the HTTP client configuration window. Alright, we will do this. Coming to our HTTP client here, then web browser. Here we are going to give, before that we have to go to simulation mode. Right. Yes. Okay, now we are going to give the URL here. We are going to give the IP address of our multi-server. So here we have 192.168.1.54. go, and here we can see the PDU is generated in this HTTP client. Now we will go to step 3, generate FTP traffic. Click FTP client and click the desktop tab, command prompt. Then we have to enter the FTP 192.168.1.254 command. PDUs will appear in the simulation window. Minimize but do not close the FTP client configuration window. Right, now we are going to generate FTP traffic on this server, multi-server. Coming to FTP client, desktop, command prompt. Here we are going to give the command FTP, then the server IP address. Here it is. Yes. Now we are going to minimize this. Here we can see the PDU is generated in this FTP client. Now we will come to step 4, generate DNS traffic. Click DNS client and click the desktop tab, command prompt, enter the nslookup multiserver.pt.ptu command. A PDU will appear in the simulation window. Minimize but do not close the DNS client configuration window. Right, we will do this. Coming to DNS client here, right, to desktop, command prompt. Here we are going to give that. So here we are going to give ns lookup multiserver.pt.ptu and we are going to press enter. Yes, here we can see we are going to minimize this window, and here we can see the PDU is generated in this DNS client. Yes. Now we will come to step 5, generate email traffic. Click email client and to click the desktop tab, email tool. Click compose and to enter the following information. So here we have to give this to address, then subject, personalize the subject line, email body, personalize the email, then click send. Minimize but do not close the email client configuration window. Right, we will do this now. Now we will come to email client, desktop. Here we have to search for email. Yes, here it is, and here we have compose, and here we are going to give the to address. So that is user@multiserver.pt.ptu, and the subject we are going to give personalize the subject line. Simply we will give this, and we will give the body here. Right, now we will click send. So we will minimize this window, and here we can see the PDU generated in this email client. Now we will come to step 6, verify that the traffic is generated and ready for simulation. Every client computer should have PDUs listed in the simulation panel. Yes, exactly. In the topology here we can see that. Also coming to the simulation panel, here we can see devices, HTTP client, FTP client, DNS client and email client. Now we will come to part 2, examine the functionality of the TCP and UDP protocols. In that step 1, examine multiplexing as all of the traffic crosses the network. So you will now use the capture or forward button and the back button in the simulation panel. Click capture or forward once, all of the PDUs are transferred to the switch. Click capture or forward again, some of the PDUs disappear. What do you think happened to them? Right, we will verify this now. Yes, here is our topology, and here we can see capture or forward. We are going to click here, capture or forward, and we can see all the PDUs send it to the switch. Now again we are going to click capture or forward. Yes, and here we can see one PDU went to multi-server. Yes, so here they ask some of the PDUs disappear. Exactly, because here we have seen that one PDU come to multi-server. So what do you think happened to them? Yes, obviously these PDUs are stored in the switch. Now we will go to C, click capture or forward 6 times. Right, all clients should have received a replay. Note that only one PDU can cross a wire in each direction at any given time. What is this called? Obviously what we call this as multiplexing, and we will capture or forward 6 times. Coming to our topology, so here I am going to click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so all PCs receive the PDUs. We will give one more as they mentioned 6 times. Right. Now we will come to D. A variety of PDUs appears in the event list in the upper right pane of the simulation window. Right. Why are there so many different colors? Yes, here we can see that here is our simulation panel. Here we can see different square boxes with different colors. Yes, so they are all represents different protocols. Here we can see that TCP, DNS we can see in one color exactly, and we can see HTTP is in another color. Yeah, so these are all different protocols. Now we will go to E. Click back 8 times. This should reset the simulation. Do not click reset simulation anytime during this activity. If you do, you will need to repeat the steps in part 1. Right, so now we are going to press this back 8 times. Yes, here we can see we should not click on this or reset simulation. We are going to click on this back 8 times. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Now we will come to step 2. Examine HTTP traffic as the clients communicate with the server. So filter the traffic that is currently displayed to display only HTTP and TCP PDUs. Filter the traffic that is currently displayed. So we have to click edit filters and toggle the show all none checkbox. Select HTTP and TCP. Click anywhere outside of the edit filters box to hide it. The visible events should now display only HTTP and TCP PDUs. Right, so we will do this now. Yes, here is our simulation panel. We are going to click on this edit filters. Yes, here we can see that. So we have to click show. Before that, here we can show all or none. Edit filters. So here we are going to select only HTTP here, and here we can see TCP. Right, and we are going to click anywhere outside. Right. Now we come to B. Click capture or forward. Hold your mouse above each PDU until you find one that originates from HTTP client. Click the PDU envelope to open it. Then click the inbound PDU details tab and scroll down to the last section. What is the section labeled? Right, we will check that. Now I am going to click on capture or forward. Here we can see 3 envelopes. So here I am going to keep on that TCP. Here we can see TCP, and here we can see TCP from HTTP client. Yes, here we can see that. So this is from FTP client, and this is from email client. So here is the PDU HTTP client. Now we will click on this PDU which comes from HTTP client, and now we have to go to inbound PDU details, and we have to go to the last section. We have to scroll down. Here we can see it is labeled as a TCP. Here they ask one more question. Are these communications considered to be reliable? Yes, obviously, because TCP is a reliable communication. Next we will come to D. Record the source port, destination port, sequence number, and acknowledgement number. What is written in the field to the left of the window field? Right, so we will check that. Here we can see the details. The source port is 1025, destination port is 80, sequence number 0, acknowledgement number 0, and before window field here we can see something called SYN. This is nothing but the synchronize. Now we will go to E. Close the PDU and click capture or forward until a PDU returns to the HTTP client with a check mark. Right, we will do that. So we are going to click capture or forward, right? Again capture or forward, again capture forward. So we are waiting for the yes. Here we can see that it reaches to the HTTP client with a tick. Now we will go to F, click the PDU envelope and select inbound PDU details. How are the port and sequence numbers different than before? Right, we will check that. Coming to this PDU, inbound PDU details, and here we can see that source port is 80, destination port is 1025, sequence number 0, acknowledge number 1, and here we can see the change sync plus acknowledgement. Here we can see the source and destination ports are reversed and the acknowledgement number is 1 now, and previously there was a SYN that has changed to SYN plus acknowledgement. Now we will go to G. There is a second PDU of a different color which HTTP client has prepared to send to multi-server. So this is the beginning of the HTTP communication. Click this second PDU envelope and select outbound PDU details. What information is now listed in the TCP section? How are the ports and sequence numbers different from the previous two PDUs? Yes, here we can see that PDU with the blue color. Yes, we will click on this PDU, right, and outbound PDU details. Coming to the TCP field, here we can see the source port 1025, destination port 80, sequence number 1, acknowledgement number 1, and here we can see PSH plus ACK. Yes, so here again the source and destination ports are reversed and both the sequence and the acknowledgement numbers are 1. And here the last is click back until the simulation is reset, right? Here we are going to click the back button, right? Yes. Now we will come to step 3. Examine FTP traffic as the clients communicate with the server. So in the simulation panel, change edit filters to display only FTP and TCP. Then click capture or forward. Hold your cursor above each PDU until you find one that originates from FTP client. Click that PDU envelope to open it. Right, we will do this now. We will click on show all or none, right, edit filters. Here we are going to select FTP and TCP, right? Now we are going to click capture or forward. Yes, and here we can search for the PDU which is coming from FTP client. So here we can see this is from email client, we can see this is from FTP client, here we can see that this is from HTTP client. Yes, here we can see which is from FTP client. Now we will come to C. Click the inbound PDU details tab and scroll down to the last section. What is the section labeled? Are these communications considered to be reliable? Okay, if it is a TCP, obviously it will be reliable. We will cross check that. Here is our PDU which is from FTP client. Yes, so coming to inbound PDU details, so here we can see TCP. Yes, so obviously it is this communication can be considered as reliable. Now we will go to D. Record the source port, destination port, sequence number and acknowledgement number values. What is written in the field to the left of the window field? Right, coming to our PDU, here we can see that source port is 1025, destination port is 21, sequence number is 0, acknowledgement number is 0, and before this window field here we can see it is mentioned SYN. Now we will go to E. Close the PDU and click capture or forward until a PDU returns to the FTP client with a check mark. Right, we will close this and now we are going to click on capture or forward. Again we'll click capture forward, capture or forward. capture or forward. So we are waiting for the tick. Yes, here we can see that. Now we will come to F. Click the PDU envelope and select inbound PDU details. How are the port and sequence numbers different than before? Right, we will check it now. Coming to this PDU here. So we'll select inbound PDU details, and here we can see that. Now the source port is 21, destination port is 1025, sequence number 0, acknowledgement number 1, and here we can see sing plus acknowledgement. Yes, here we can see the source and destination ports are reversed and the acknowledgement number is 1. Now we will come to G. Click the outbound PDU details tab. How are the port and sequence numbers different from the previous two results? So here we can see our outbound PDU details, and here we can see the TCP source port 1025, destination port 21, sequence number 1 and acknowledgement number 1, and before window field here we can see acknowledgement. Here also we can see the source and destination ports are reversed, and both the sequence and acknowledgement numbers we can see it's 1. Now we will come to H. Close the PDU and click capture or forward until a second PDU returns to the FTP client. The PDU is a different color. Right, we will do that. Now we are going to click again capture or forward, capture or forward, again capture or forward, again capture or forward. Yes, here we got one PDU with a different color. Now we will go to I. Open the PDU and select inbound PDU details. Scroll down past the TCP section. What is the message from the server? Right, we will verify that. Coming to inbound PDU details, so here is TCP and here we can see the details. 220, welcome to PT FTP server. So this is a message what we get here. Sometimes you may get a username OK, need password. Right, now we will come to J. Click back until the simulation is reset. I'm going to click back here. Yes, it's almost. Now we will come to step 4. Examine DNS traffic as the clients communicate with the server. So in the simulation panel, change edit filters to display only DNS and UDP. Then click the PDU envelope to open it. Click the inbound PDU details tab and scroll down to the last section. What is the section labeled? Right. Now we will come to edit filters. Here we are going to select UDP and DNS. Here we can see that. Yes. Coming to our topology, here we can see the PDU. Here I am going to click capture forward. Yes, here we can see that. DNS client. We are going to click on that. Here we have inbound PDU details. Yes, here we can see it's mentioned UDP. Right. So here are these communications considered to be reliable. So we know that UDP is not a reliable communication. TCP gives a reliable communication. Now we will go to D. Record the source port and destination port values. Why is there no sequence and acknowledgement number? Yes, here we can see that. So the source port is 1025, destination port is 53. Yes, we know as it is a UDP, it does not need to establish a reliable connection. That's why there is no sequence and acknowledgement number. Now we will go to E. Close the PDU and click capture or forward until a PDU returns to the DNS client with a check mark. Right, we will do this. We will close the PDU here, and now we are going to click capture forward until a PDU returns to the DNS client with a check mark. So here is a capture or forward, right. Yes, so we will wait for the tick mark. Yes. Now we will come to F. Click the PDU envelope and select inbound PDU details. How are the port and sequence numbers different than before? And what is the last section of the PDU called? Right, we will check here is our inbound PDU details, and here we can see UDP. Here we can see source port 53, then the destination port is 1025. So here the source and destination ports are reversed. Now we will check the last section of the PDU. Here we can see that. Here we can see it's a DNS answer. Here the last part, click back until the simulation is reset. Right, we will do that. So here is our back button. Right. Now we will come to step 5. Examine email traffic as the clients communicate with the server. So in the simulation panel, change edit filters to display only POP3, SMTP and TCP. Then click capture or forward. Hold your cursor above each PDU until you find one that originates from email client. Click that PDU envelope to open it. Right. Here is our simulation panel. Coming to edit filters, here we are going to select TCP, then here we have SMTP and POP3. Right. Now we will click capture or forward, and here we can check for the email client PDU. Yes, this is email client PDU. We are going to open it. Here is the PDU information. Coming to C, click the inbound PDU details tab and scroll down to the last section. What transport layer protocol does email traffic use? Are these communications considered to be reliable? So it will be reliable if the protocol it is TCP. Right, we will verify that. Coming to the PDU information. Yes, here we can see it's TCP. So obviously this communication is considered to be reliable. Now we will come to D. Record the source port, destination port, sequence number and acknowledgement number values. So what is written in the field to the left of the window field? Right, we will check that now. Here we can see the details. Source port is 1025, destination port is 25, sequence number is 0, acknowledgement number is 0, and here we can see before this field window it's SYN. Now we will come to E. Close the PDU and click capture or forward until a PDU returns to the email client with a check mark. Right. We will close this window, and now we are going to press capture or forward. Yes, capture forward. Again capture forward. Capture forward. Yes, now this email client got the envelope with a tick mark. Yes. Now we will come to F. Click the PDU envelope and select inbound PDU details. How are the port and sequence numbers different than before? Right, we will verify that. Coming here, inbound PDU details, and here we can see the TCP field. Source port 25, destination port 1025, sequence number is 0, acknowledge number is 1, and here we can see now SYN plus ACK. Here we can see the source and destination ports are reversed and the acknowledgement number is 1. Now we will come to G. Click the outbound PDU details tab. How are the port and sequence numbers different from the previous two results? Right. So here is our outbound PDU details. Coming to TCP. Here we can see that source port is 1025, destination port is 25, sequence number and acknowledge number both are 1, and here we can see acknowledgement. Now we will go to H. Here we can see that there is a second PDU of a different color that HTTP client has prepared to send to multi-server. Yes, here we can see that. Right. So this is the beginning of the email communication. Click this second PDU envelope and select outbound PDU details. How are the port and sequence numbers different from the previous two PDUs? Right, we will verify that. Coming to this envelope, PDU, outbound PDU details and TCP. Here we can see the source port is 1025, destination port is 25. Here we can see the sequence number and the acknowledge number is 1, and here we can see PSH and ACK. Now we will come to J. What email protocol is associated with TCP port 25? Yeah, it's obviously the protocol SMTP. And what protocol is associated with TCP port 110? So 110 is for POP3. Now click back until the simulation is reset. Right, and now we will click back to reset. Okay, right. Yes, done. Now we will come to step 6. Examine the use of port numbers from the server. To see TCP active sessions, perform the following steps in the quick succession. Switch back to real-time mode. Click multi-server and click the desktop tab, command prompt. Then we have to enter a netstat command. And what protocols are listed in the left column? Right, we will verify this. Now we will come back to our real-time mode. Yes, now coming to our multi-server command prompt. Here we are going to give netstat, and here we can see the protocol is a TCP. Next is what port numbers are being used by the server. So here we can see, according to this netstat command, here we can see we got 21. Sometimes you may get 25 or 80, right? And what states are the sessions in? Now here we can see the state, it's established. Sometimes in this state you may get closed or last underscore ACK. Here we got established. Now we will come to D. Repeat the netstat command several times until you see only one session still established. For which service is this connection still open? Right, we will do that. Here we can see already our state is in established. So for which service is this connection still open? Obviously it's for the service FTP. And why doesn't this session close like the other three? Here we can see that hint, check the minimized clients. Right, we will verify that in FTP client. Yes, here we can see that the server is waiting for a password from the client. Yes. Well, it was a long packet tracer activity, TCP and UDP communications, but we got a basic understanding of the protocols TCP and UDP in details. Friends, if you have any doubt in this packet tracer activity, please comment below. Also, if you like my video, give a thumb. And don't forget to subscribe the channel so that you will get latest uploading video info into your Gmail. Thank you.